high school football season wrapped up this past Saturday night across Ohio, and now it's time for the second season, which is the Ohio High School Athletic Association playoffs. Back in August, 708 schools began the season, and 336 teams, the top 12 in each region, have qualified for the postseason. We welcome you to this week's edition of the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. I'm your host, Marty Bannister. Thanks for being with us for the next 30 minutes as we set the scene across Ohio for this week's first-round playoff games. In this week's show, we'll sit down with OHSAA Football Administrator Bo Rugg to talk football playoffs, as well as the new look of having 12 teams per region and the top 4 schools earning first-round byes. A reminder that all playoff games during the first 2 rounds are on Friday nights, and all games kick off at 7 o'clock. But first, let's step aside for these messages from the Ohio High School Athletic Association. And when we come back, we'll get right into our conversation with Bo Rugg. This is the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
Welcome to the OHSAA.
Every day we work to
take the regulations on these pages
and to apply them to real-life situations.
To serve our member schools.
And our officials.
And to run the best state tournaments in the country.
It's our mission.
To serve our member schools.
And enrich interscholastic opportunities for students.
Welcome.
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 Welcome to the OHSAA.
Welcome back to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. I'm your host, Marty Bannister. In the opening, we said that 336 schools have qualified for the playoffs. Now, that number sounds a bit strange. You are correct. This year marks the first time that 12 schools per region have qualified for the playoffs. During the previous 4 seasons, 16 schools had qualified for the playoffs in each region. Earlier this week, we sat down with the OHSAA Football Administrator Bo Rugg to talk about that and other topics. Here's our conversation with Bo Rugg. It's always that time of year. I know it's exciting when I get a chance to talk to Bo Rugg because that means the high school football playoffs are starting. Number one, good to see you, my friend. I know you're excited about this. It's high school football playoff time in Ohio.
It's favorite time of year. It's so exciting and it just makes everything worth it to watch these games.
Now let's start with the basics going into the playoffs this year. The biggest part of it is the change in the format with 16 teams in prior years, now to 12. What does that do from a logistical standpoint for this office and getting ready for the postseason, or does it do anything?
Well, it actually has created some logistical issues for us that I did not foresee. And part of those are administrative, and part of them have to do with the Harbin ratings and how we code games that are canceled and those types of things. So we're working through that process, and that's all happening really before we start games. Once the actual games and everything, it's not a lot. I mean, it's still a 16-team bracket with 4 byes. We obviously are going to do some things to try to get people ready. As far as schools, we are doing home site hosting through the first 3 rounds, and we have a meeting prior to playoffs with all the schools that are hosting the first round. It used to be, now it'll be the first 2 rounds because those top 4 seeds aren't playing the first round, and I want them in that meeting about the hosting because we'll have some newbies. And they need to know what it's like hosting a playoff game versus others. So we're doing the same things, it's just we have some different twists.
That part of it is, I think, the really interesting part, this higher seeds getting to host deep into the playoffs now. And as much as everyone was talking about the reduction of teams in the field, that I think got overlooked a little bit, that hosting part of it. That's a big deal for these schools, isn't it?
I think it is, it's one of those things where we said we felt it was important for those top 4 seeds that in the past have hosted 2 weeks in a row to have that opportunity. You're in the top 4, you hosting 1 week and the others hosting 1. It didn't really sit well with us initially. That doesn't mean we won't change. We need to get feedback from our schools and say, you know, we really like those neutral sites coming up, and we'll do that. That is always our hardest week on neutral sites when we did it because it's 56 sites. But we have the sites. We've done it successfully. And we're willing to do it again if that's what our schools want. But we thought this was a good way to go this year.
The top 4 teams getting buys is something, too, that has drawn a lot of discussion as well, too. From the coaches' standpoint, you've dealt with coaches for years. I've dealt with coaches for years. They're creatures of habit. They like the practice, play, and now the top 4 get a buy. What are the advantages of that, Bowie, as you see it for the top 4 seeds?
Well, the coach I travel to games with said to me, and he's a multi-state champion, said to me, why wouldn't you want a week off? Others are asking, can we scrimmage? Can we do this? Can we do that? So it depends what your routine is. They are creatures of routine. And I think that can make it difficult. If we continue in this vein, they'll get used to it and they'll schedule accordingly. So there's a lot of things you can and can't do, but we don't restrict you from not having a scrimmage, except you can only have 2 scrimmages and they probably used them up. So we don't restrict you from playing that week if you haven't had a game, but you want to have a game through 10 to qualify. So part of that just doesn't make sense. So they're just going to have to adjust, but some are going to welcome it. I guarantee it.
No question. With going from 16 to 12, all the games I've done this season, I always talk to coaches and ask them the question what they thought of that. What's been the reaction in the office? Has it been a positive reaction? Has it been mixed? What's been the reaction going from 16 to 12?
Well, most of the
or is it a wait and see thing after you get through these first couple of rounds?
Some of it's wait and see, but some of it, the things that I've gotten have been more negative because I'm going to get the ones what I'm not going to make it. And let's see next week and the following week and weeks when people say I wasn't in, but I beat this team in regular season. And, I feel for that. And I know, and it's no secret that Doug and I didn't like it because we don't like taking away those opportunities. But the fact of the matter is, it's here. So my job is to put it on. I am waiting for some feedback from schools at the end of this playoff season, and I want to make sure they understand too that it's an issue for us not having 672 assignments for officials. That's a retention issue, and we're really making some hard decisions. I'm not afraid to make the hard decisions, but I know how that's going to affect the community and the retention. And those types of things I think we got to assess at the end and say what's worth it and what isn't.
I think one of the other things you have to keep in mind about all of this, when you look at the postseason playoffs in Ohio, there are really no other nights like a Friday night for a school hosting a football playoff game. I know you can sense that excitement level as we get ready for week number 1.
Absolutely. We're so excited about it, and I love going into it and seeing the excitement and the people, and I think that it'll be heightened this year because it's you don't have the same excitement at a 116 as you're going to have with a 8-9, 5-12, 10-7 matchup. We know that. So yeah, I think it's going to be electric.
And of course, everything culminates with the trip to Canton once again for the state championships. And we've talked about this over the years, but Ohio is so fortunate to have that kind of facility to host your championship games. It's a great relationship. And again, I know everybody's excited to be back up at Canton this year.
Very much so. They have been wonderful, and in our pre-meeting was so fast this year because they've done so well. But it's a big event for them. It's the Hall of Fame's second biggest event that they do. Their biggest event, obviously, is the Hall of Fame, Hall of Fame game. So we're fortunate that this is their second biggest event, and they treat it like that, and they love us coming up there. So, and it's a great facility. I'm really excited about it. On the one hand, I wish it was tomorrow, but on the other hand, I can't wait to have 6 weeks of 5 weeks of play before that.
And I know you're excited to get out and watch a high school football playoff game.
100%.
Always good to see you, Bo. Thanks. It's a great time of year.
Anytime, Marty, and thanks for what you do, and look forward to seeing you down the road.
And again, our thanks to Bo Rugg. Now let's allow our local stations to share a few messages from their local sponsors. When we come back, we'll hear from broadcasters around Ohio. This is the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
At the Ohio High School Athletic Association, our student athletes are going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
responsible,
dependable,
respectful.
I'm going pro at being
a good student, a good student,
a good teammate,
responsible.
I'm going pro at being
coachable,
a good student,
dependable, a good teammate,
representing my school.
I'm going pro at being
a good student,
a good student,
responsible.
Let's go pro at respecting the game.
Respect the game.
respect the game,
respect the game,
Respect the game.
respect the game.
Welcome back to the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. Now it's time to break down the first round of the regional playoffs with reports from broadcasters around Ohio. We'll start first of all with the voice of the Bowling Green Falcons from Lima's WIMA. Here's Todd Walker.
Here at 1150 WIMA in Lima, we cover 5 conferences, and of those conferences, 19 teams will be in the playoffs. We begin in the Western Buckeye League. Wapakoneta won it at 10-0. They are the 2 seed in Division III, Region 10. They get a bye. As for Shawnee and St. Mary's, they are also in Region 10. They will play at home Friday night against Holy Name and Copley, respectively. Bath is in Division 4, Region 14. They went 8-2. That got them a bye as the 4 seed. Northwest Conference, 3 teams make it, including Bluffton in Division 6, Region 22. The 8-2 Pirates as a 7 seed will host Western Reserve Friday. League champion Columbus Grove, after an 0-3 start, won their last 7. They get the 4 seed in Division 7, Region 26, and they bye. The top seed is 9-1 Lima Central Catholic, also getting a bye. To the Mighty Mac, of course, 7 teams of the 10 make the playoffs, including defending champion Marion Local. They've won 4 straight championships, 74 straight games. They're the 1 seed in Division 7, Region 28. Right behind them in that region as the 2 seed is 9-1 St. Henry. Also in Region 28, number 9 seed Minster will play Lamont Friday night. The winner of that game gets Marion Local. Fort Recovery got in as the 12 seed. They're at Beaver Eastern. 2 other MAC teams in Region 24, Division 6. They'll be at home Friday night. Coldwater takes on Covington, and Anna will host Deer Park. BVC got 4 teams in. 2 of them will play each other. In Division 7, Region 26, Pandora Gilboa will host Arlington. Also in Region 26, Lipsick at 9-1 got the 3 seed and the bye that goes with it. Liberty Benton 10-0, but they're in Division 5, so they did not earn a bye. As the 5th seed in Region 18, they will host Delta. And out of the NWCC, 10-0 North Baltimore is the number 2 seed in Division 7, Region 26. That's all for the Lima area. Reporting for 1150 WIMA, this is Todd Walker.
Up next, from Marietta's WMOA with a look at the Eastern Ohio area, here's Aaron Cassidy.
Thanks, Marty. We'll start in Division 3, Region 11 in Eastern Ohio. Steubenville makes the playoff for the 24th straight season as they finish 7-3, and they will earn the number 3 seed in this region. Tri-Valley finishes 8-2. They will be the number 4 seed, so both of those teams looking forward to that first round bye. Sheridan with a huge upset to earn the number 8 seed in this region against previously undefeated New Lexington in Week 10. Again, they will be the number 8 seed in this region. And finally, the Athens Bulldogs with a 9-1 record will be the number 11 seed in Division 3, Region 11. Moving on, Division 4, Region 15, just one Southeast Ohio team. It's Philo. They are the number 10 seed. Have made the playoffs now for the 6 straight years, has Philo, and they will play Circleville. Division 5, Region 19, few teams here for Southeast Ohio as well. Nelsonville York finishes a perfect 10-0 season, and they will get the number 3 seed, followed by Barnesville, who finishes at 8-2 on the season. Their only 2 losses come to West Virginia schools. They will get the number 4 seed. Also, the Morgan Raiders will end up in this region as the number 9 seed with a 7-3 record overall, making the playoffs for just the 3rd ever time in school history. Division 6, Region 23, a team that is well known all across the state in any region, and that is the Fort Fry Cadets. They finish at 9-1 on the season. They will have the number 2 seed, and they've made it to the regional semifinals for 11 straight years. Have the Fort Fry Cadets looking to continue that streak. It's Caldwell being the number 10 seed in this region with a 7-3 record, and finally the Eastern Eagles. They will finish at 7-3 and get the number 12 seed in Division 6 Region 23. Finally, Division 7 Region 27, a team that has been talked about all season long in Division 7. The Waterford Wildcats finished 8-2. They will get the number 2 seed, followed by the Bishop Rosecrans. They will be the number 9 seed in this region after a 6-4 record. And the Trimble Tomcats will round out this region with the number 12 seed, as they will take on South Gallia for their first round playoff game. Reporting for the OHSAA Radio Network from WMOA in Marietta for Eastern Ohio, I'm Aaron Cassidy.
Up next, David Wilson from the OHSAA Radio Network has a look at North Central Ohio's games. And we wrap things up with Ryan Baker from Columbus's 97.1 The Fan. He checks out Central Ohio. That'll do it for a look at this week's first round playoff games. We'll step aside for these messages from the OHSAA, and when we come back, we'll wrap up this edition of the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show.
Sportsmanship. Sportsmanship.
Sportsmanship is all of our responsibility.
Sportsmanship is more than a pregame announcement.
Sportsmanship is more than just shaking hands at the end of a game.
It takes all of us. We need everyone in the stands to show respect. Respect the athletes.
Respect the coaches.
And please respect the officials.
It takes all of us.
We want this to be an event that we are all proud of.
Respect the game. Respect the game.
Respect the game.
Respect the game.
Before we wrap up this week's show, a reminder the statewide playoff brackets are available on the OHSAA website at OHSAA.org, along with the football playoff histories of every school in Ohio. Looking ahead to the state championships, all session tickets are on sale at OHSAA.org/tickets. That includes a special ticket package with indoor access to the Stadium Club and a youth football team ticket package. Spectrum News 1 is the official television partner of the OHSAA and will televise 4 first-round games. The Spectrum TV games in week number 1 in Northern Ohio, Twinsburg takes on Nordonia. In Central Ohio, you'll see Grove City versus Olentangy Berlin. In the Dayton area, you'll see Marysville visiting Springfield. And in Cincinnati, it's Mason and Fairfield. In addition to those 4 TV games, Spectrum will have 19 more games streamed online at OHSAA.tv. Check OHSAA.org for details. In our next playoff preview show, we will go inside the regional quarterfinal pairings and spend some time with OHSAA Executive Director Doug Ute. Thanks for being with us for this week's edition of the OHSAA Football Playoff Preview Show. This week's show has been produced by Tim Streed and Adam Dell. On behalf of the Ohio High School Athletic Association, I'm Marty Bannister. We'll see you next week.